Yes, sir, baby. On the Radar Radio. Very special day for me here. I got a very special guest. Aurora Anthony's in the building. What's up, bro?
What's good?
I like that. The little Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, man.
It's good.
Man, I've had like your album link for a few weeks now, right?
Damn, a few weeks.
Yeah, right. A few weeks. Garrett, can we confirm it's been like a few weeks? Yeah, because I've had it since like we're recording this. It's like the end of August. I'm probably gonna put this out closer to the album because I want to make sure I help promote. Okay. But I've had it for a few weeks and I've listened to it about 3 times now. Great. Right.
That's a good amount of listens for 3 weeks.
Yeah. Like definitely like around 3 times. I've definitely had to run some of the records back. You know what I'm saying? I was telling you I was running some records back while I was working out today, and I have to say, like, this album, and I even told Gio's in the building with us. I was just so impressed by it. You know?
Oh, thank you, appreciate it.
You know, for all the people who are watching this, it comes out on September 10th, Tunde. This is very 9/10, very exciting. I just jumped into this. I normally don't jump into the album, but I loved it so much, so I just want to talk about it. With this project for you. Because it's been about 3 years since the last project, because what was it, 2018, right? With this project, it being a big time gap, this is obviously a big moment for you. You're back in front of the people. What are your hopes when this project drops on the 10th?
It's an introduction. You know, the first one is like a prelude. You know, it's like the thing you read in the back of the book. You know, so that was the first one. This is like the introduction. This is like the blurb you read before the book starts. So as long as people are attractive enough to keep listening after this, then my job is done. I could check that box. So right. It's just the introduction. So
the idea behind the album being an introduction to you, I feel like there's a lot of concepts on there. There's like the stuff with the Wolfwood I want to get into. But when you were putting together an introduction, I guess, to yourself, for I guess more people to kind of get to know you through this project, how do you do that? You know what I'm saying? Because with having music out before this, I'm sure you're in some respects you're also like, oh, maybe I've introduced myself this way with this song, or introduced myself this way with this song. But like you said, like the introduction in the back of the book, when you're crafting this project, what are the things you're like looking for to kind of give the people to be like their first taste at getting to know you?
Well, okay. Well, I could be like a little bit more descriptive about it, but like, just when I love all aspects of music. So I don't like to just like, I feel like there are these like little pitfalls in music where like you get trapped in like just being a type rapper. And I just didn't want to be a type rapper. Like, I didn't want it to be like, Aurora type beat. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I just wanted to show people like there is no like box that I just fit in. I just wanted to be like, all right, like I'm versatile. I can do this. I could do this. I could do this. I could do this, and I could do it well. Like, So that was just my idea in my head with the introduction.
Right. So you don't look at yourself as like just a rapper. You're bigger, outside the box, an artist, into everything. No limitations to what you can do.
Perfect.
And I feel like with this project, you even have some records that are more, I guess, uppers, I guess is a good way to call it. And then you have some slower joints, and there's like a lot of different aspects of music that, I feel like you were playing around with in it as well.
Yeah. I just wanted to like make sure that I gave a little bit of everything. And like the first project, like Crook World, I like was testing those sounds. You know what I'm saying? I was going through a testing process. Like, can I really make this song? Can I really make a song like sounds like this? My voice is really deep, so a lot of people be like, yo, stay away from that type of music. Stay away from this type of music. Your voice too deep. You should just be on this type of sound, and that's it. And I just was like, you know what? Let me put out a tester and see how people react. And that was what kind of Crook World was. Also, it was an ode to my homie that passed away. And he really was pushing me to like make music in the first place. So that was that. And then Tunde is like the fine-tuned version of the test. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like I fine-tuned and I understand, all right, that if I'm making a song like this is how you achieve that. If you're making a song like this is how you achieve that. If you're gonna do a song like this is how you achieve that. And then this is just like I could just do this easy.
Right. It's like when people put out like mixtapes, and like the mixtapes are like the first kind of like, I'm checking out these styles, seeing what I can do, and then the album is like, boom, this is
the
it.
elevated version per se.
So that's what Tunde is,
basically.
So what's the meaning behind Tunde?
So it's short for I'm Nigerian,
right?
So it's short for Baba Tunde, which means the return of the father. And my grandfather had that name, and I'm the first son in my family, so it's given to the first son from the first son. Whoever the first son is that's born from the first son gets that name.
First son from the first. Okay.
So I got that name from that, and I just wanted to, since it's the introduction, I named it Tunde for short.
I love that.
As an ode to my dad, ode to like my
grandfather,
nationality, all that. You know, just it's like my full introduction. I'm Nigerian, I can rap, and I do this shit really well.
You do it very well. Have you ever been to Nigeria? Have you ever gotten to go back?
Nah, I need to go, and Gio keep pressing me. So a lot of my Nigerian friends and West African friends for the better half of 5 years have been like, yo, you spend all this money on goofy shit. Why you not
spending on a plane ticket?
Yeah, like just go. It's $2K.
It was funny. So I had this other artist from New York here, Akinyemi. He is also Nigerian. He was here with me a little while ago, and this is like a two-part story. So I had him here, and then my boy Blackway, who is from Ghana, he was featured on the Into the Spider-Verse soundtrack. So he's done music for quite some time, and something that he did in 2020 before the pandemic was he went back to Ghana to kind of just live there and kind of get back to his roots, try to figure out new musical sounds, things, get in touch, kind of switch up. And he worked with a bunch of artists out there, and he put out a little EP, kind of crossing over the New York sound with like the sound in Ghana. And I was telling Akinyemi, which I'll tell you, that he told me was how important it was for him, because it really became like a refresher for him. You know what I'm saying? He got to be in a different place, different environment, and on top of that, he was able to tap in with some cultural things in his music that he never got to do before.
So like my version of that is just being at home. You know what I'm saying? Because like I'm first generation American, so like my parents are like still speak the language, like still speak Yoruba, like So
you still have a piece of that at the crib?
Yeah, it's there. It's like if I go home, you just automatically immersed
in like the sound, the music, and the culture,
and everything. So I'm not saying that justifies me not going back, but
yeah.
Just if I want to be in it, I can't. It's like that's like my easy access.
Right. Unlike some like second or third generation Americans who may not have like that easy of an access because of their parents or whatnot.
Exactly.
Being that middle point between what came and then what it is now. Yeah. But at home you do get like that experience.
Yeah, of course.
With the music growing up then, so what was primarily played in your household growing up?
Lots of jazz music.
Jazz,
My dad
okay.
was like super, super into jazz music and like soul and like just stuff like that. And I think that kind of like, just listening to those types of sounds and like rock bands and stuff like that, those types of sounds kind of like made me steer and like always want to be a little different. Because when I got into rap music, it was just like very singular with the sounds and everything like that. So, yeah, those like just remembering, oh yeah, like I kind of like this type of record. Let me try and see if I can add that into this. Like what happens with that? So yeah.
What rock music were you into?
Like Alien, Ant Farm, fucking Rush, stuff like that.
Okay.
Corny shit.
It's like the Alien Ant Farm cover of what's the Michael Jackson? The which one did they? The Smooth Criminal. Yeah. I was more like a Green Day, Linkin Park, Blink-182.
We did those too.
You know what I'm saying?
It was New York was weird.
It is weird. No,
New York was weird. Like early 2000. You would be like listening to 50 Cent and then Blink-182 come on, you singing that shit too.
Like, it was crazy. I went to this is a little offset, but I went to an early 2000s big white tea party like at the beginning of the summer, right? So like everybody dressed up early 2000s, big jerseys, big white t-shirts, and it was here in Brooklyn. It's literally like down the block, right? Okay. And so basically it was like a lot of music industry people and whatnot, and so the DJ's playing, and then the DJ starts playing Fall Out Boy. Right? And so I'm standing there, right? And so I did not even know that like being Hispanic and being in the community that I was raised in, I didn't really realize that like the Jamaicans and the Haitians and the Dominicans around, that we all listen to the same shit low key. So I'm in this party and I'm just seeing a bunch of Spanish and black people screaming Fall Out Boy lyrics. And I was like, holy shit, I did not know that this is really what it was like. I didn't know that we all had the same experience.
I'm trying to tell you, New York was weird at a point.
It's still weird because we're all in this party and they just played like 50 Cent and now we're here listening to like we was just talking about. And but I thought it was so incredible that like all of us got to share this really weird, interesting moment.
What did they say? Gangsters have feelings too.
Gangsters have feelings. Gangsters listen to Fall Out Boy.
Yeah, that's basically.
So when it came to like the making of your music, who do you feel like were some of the artists that really kind of shaped the like, you know, not just this project but just in general, like you like Aurora Anthony?
Long list.
You like top 5 maybe in that list? What do you feel like, if you can even do that?
I don't know. Let me just say this. It was my environment that really shaped my musical path. And like it inspired me ultimately the most to create music, because I felt like there was nobody from like my specific area that really got a chance. We had one guy, we had True Life, and you know, whatever happened with him, but nobody ever got to that point after that. It kind of like we were all like, everybody that kind of like started bubbling kind of died out, you know? So that was the main thing that inspired me to like get on this path. And I always wanted to do it a little bit different than they did it. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of saw what the hood path kind of took you on, just watching the other people that came before me. So I was like, let me try and go the opposite way, which was already natural to me because I'm from the Lower East Side and that's what I was doing. But like when I was younger, you know, music was like, nah, this is the way in. You got to go through this, you know? So I was just always like, let me go the opposite way. But that's what ultimately inspired me to make music.
And what I think I like about your music is because why I bring this up now is because you were talking about how like the different paths that people take in music in New York is, I feel like what you make is very different than a lot of what's going on in the city right now. And I feel like that's also why I gravitated so much towards the project, because it's fresh. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not in the box, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm used to having a lot of drill rappers on the show, which
we
like.
can do that too, though.
What?
We could do that too.
Yeah, we could do that too. You know, no, I love my drill rappers. I love my drill rappers. I love the melodic rappers. I love everybody. But like, you know, it's like when you hear that fresh sound, you know what I'm saying? Something new that hits your ears and you're just like, yo, I fuck with this heavy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's what I felt like when I was listening to the project. And it's interesting that you bring that up, because so when you're looking at like the other paths, right, that artists take to get on, why did you feel like you wanted to go down this path that you're on? Like what made you kind of be like, like that's not for me. This is for me.
One difficulty is it's just like, it's easy to get it and easy to lose it. I don't like that. I don't like investments like that. If you're gonna put something into something and you get it easy, usually you lose it easy. So I didn't really, like at a young age, I just watched people be the guy and then not be the guy as quickly as they were the guy.
Right.
And I just didn't want that same trajectory. So I was like, you know what? Usually the longer path, when you take the longer path, you know, you build a better foundation and you can last longer. So I'd rather do that. Like what Hov say, 26 years before I got my first.
Yeah.
So
26, 27? Yeah, I think 26. Yeah, 26, whatever it is.
Point of the matter is I'd rather take that path, you know what I'm saying, and understand what I'm getting into, understand certain things before I take a step than just jumping in because I see that's what everybody else is doing.
I like that. Yeah, no, because like, you know, they're when you say like to get it fast and then lose it quick, lose it just as fast, you really see that a lot in music, you know what I'm saying? Especially I feel like a lot of artists from the SoundCloud era, you know, that was like a prevalent thing, because clout, it was all about getting the clout, doing the dumb shit online, getting hot, putting out one record, and then boom, like they lost it just as quickly as they came in the game, you know what I'm saying, with the year or two. But then I feel like when you take the time to take the longer route, I feel like that's when you, like you said, you learn more, but you also appreciate it more. You also appreciate the journey, you know what I'm saying? Because you go through a lot more and you get to experience a lot more things. And then also like the ups and downs of that, that those artists, they just get it really quickly and those ups and downs come, but like those ups and downs end up just going straight down because you're dealing with so many of them all at once, and of course all the other dumb things that come along with.
Yeah, I never was a fan of getting things before I was supposed to have them. It just doesn't ever work out.
Ever.
Like I done had a lot of money and blew it at a young age and was just like, yo, what did I do? So I'm just glad that, I was patient with this and, I'm happy to be where I'm at.
Right.
And to keep that, I'm glad that there's space that I could keep growing.
Yeah. No, that's exciting. And so I wanted to ask you about the concept of like the wolf that keeps appearing in your music, in your visuals, and everything, including the Nike sneakers, which we're going to talk about. And I understand this has something to do with it comes from your pops, right? So explain to me the concept of it.
It was a story.
A story, I'm sorry. Yes, a story.
It was a story that was told to me, but the whole wolf thing comes from like astrology.
Okay.
So I was researching. I was super into astrology when I was like 16 years old, and I was like 15, 16, just like looking up a hella astrology stuff, and like went into a super deep dive, and then like found out what my specific day was in astrology, and it was like the day of the lone wolf, and I was like, damn, that's kind of fucking cool. Like, I was like, I like that. That's dope. And it just kind of stuck with me, and I would be in the studio for like hours on end, like get in there at 10 a.m., stay in there until 10 p.m. or next day. And one day I started freestyling, and then I would always reference wolves just because I remembered, oh, this is like a part of my astrology. So it's like it's my life type,
It's like your spirit animal, something
yeah,
some shit like that, yeah.
And it just stuck with me. And then like, I don't know, it just became like this thing that's a part of my brand. I don't know, like.
It becomes something you see often too, like in
like it's like when I was calling myself like Wolfie, and then other people started calling me that, I was like, oh shit, this is like really a thing. I'm like, oh, all right, cool. So that's where it like came from. It's just like a young thing, and I just kept it. Just also obviously my dad, but I just did a even deeper dive into it, on my own, and came from that.
I feel like there are things like that where you just see like everywhere. Like I was just talking to someone earlier today because I keep seeing the numbers 911 everywhere, and I'm like, what the fuck does this mean? You know what I'm saying? I'll pick up my phone at 911. I bought something today and it came out to 911. I think that was my final straw. When it came out to 911, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Must be something special. Yeah. Like
I was like, what is this?
That's like the number 13 for me. That's my favorite number. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like I kept seeing it, and I was like, nah, this is my favorite number now. That's it. Like I don't care. Like, and that's it.
The number 13. That's it.
Yeah, it's just like I love that number.
And with the album, there's a short film coming along with it, right?
Yes. So short film, Wolf and Cement. It's 10 minutes. I don't want to give the story away. So
right.
Go watch it.
When it comes out.
Yeah.
Is it coming out the same day as the album?
Yes.
When it comes out 9/10, go watch it.
Yeah, I don't want to give away what the story is, but it's just, I could give a little bit. It's just
fuck it.
Yeah. The premise is no matter what fight you're in, you should always fight to the end. That is the premise of the film. But you should go watch it.
Go down with the ship, essentially.
Exactly. Because you never know what's going to happen in the end.
Right. I always say, think of the picture with the guy with the axe and the diamonds, like right there. You know what I'm saying?
This guy is good.
Thanks. You know what I'm saying? He said I'm the guy, so
this guy is good.
I know, but I think about that diamond shit all the time because it's literally like fight till the end.
So the video is literally a video representation of the guy with the axe.
Yeah.
It's just like in a short film.
It was like how we were just talking about how my hard drive died. I lost X amount of interviews, but I was like, okay, well, fuck it. I'm doing like 10 interviews this week. I'm like, fuck it.
Boom, there you go. That's how you do it. Don't give up. Never know what's gonna happen.
Exactly. But I love that, and I love kind of the rollout that this album is taking, and also the cover art is done by an artist, correct? So talk to me about the cover art and how.
So Reginald Sylvester II is an abstract fine artist from the Bay, and I met him. We were really good friends. So how we got cool was, I'm just gonna get into this because I'm gonna unpack this relationship. So I was working on Crook World. I had another artist, the different artist was supposed to do the artwork. He ended up last minute last minute I ended up, the producer I was working with kind of like was like working with another bigger artist and like gave some of those beats to the bigger artist and was like, hey, look, you can't use those beats anymore. So my album got scrapped. And then the artist at the same time kind of like backed out of the project. Okay. Just like, yo, I don't want to do this. This is too much work. And I'm like, okay. And
okay.
Yeah. So in that week, I had met a new engineer and I would just set myself on a mission. I was like, no, I don't care. I have to drop this album and I'm going to give myself a week. Sat down, put together the album in like a week and a half. And then me and Reggie were already cool. So I kind of let him know. He was like, yo, what's up with the music? Like, what's going on with you? I was like, yo, I just finished it, actually. I had to redo the whole project because the producer pulled out, but I'm looking for our album artwork. And I was like, the artist just came out. And he was like, the artist just pulled out. He was like, wait, what? He was like, man, come to my studio tomorrow. I'll play the album. Let's figure something out. I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, man. And then he kind of was going through the same thing I was going through in the art world that I was going through in the music world. So he was like, yo, I'm going to do your album artwork right now, and just did it right there. And that was Crook World. So that's how me and Reginald got cool.
Yeah.
And after that, it went well, and I was just like, yo, like, I was really inspired by like what Kanye West did with like having all the contemporary artists on to do his albums after late registration. So he had like Murakami do Graduation, Cause did 808s and Heartbreak, and so on and so forth. But he didn't do any black artists. Like, he never used any black artists.
Holy shit.
And those are like all the big contemporary artists of today. People love George Condo, people love Cause, people love Murakami, so on and so forth. And there aren't any black artists for us to champion. So I was like, you know what? Yo, Reggie, like, I was like, for the next album, I was like, I only want to use you or maybe another black artist to do my album artworks for the future, just because when I get my platform, I want people to look back and be like, oh, those are the pillars that he built. So people are like falling in love with these artists, but they're black artists, just to give back to us. You know what I'm saying? And not like these other people, that ultimately profit off of our communities, and we don't really profit.
Right. Put the money back in the community, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, So that's just what I wanted to do. And me and him saw eye to eye on that, and that's just how our relationship.
I love that. So on the back end here, I'm looking at the SoundCloud. Is this is just okay? That's not the cover.
That's a picture of me.
That's your picture of you. Okay.
That is
It's a good picture though.
It's from 2017. I got my
still a good picture.
On the floor. I was on the floor.
You got to show me the cover after the interview. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, I can show you.
I'm excited to see it. And with the album, that's very exciting. You're getting your own Nike shoe.
Yeah. So how that came to be, I did a Nike shoe in 2018 through this program, and I ended up donating all the money. And
it's a good man.
I just felt like when you get power, you got to give it back to the people to retain it.
Right.
So I gave away. After that shoe, the shoe sold really well. Gave away the money. I ended up building a very strong relationship with Nike over the last couple of years. And 2 years ago, I ended up getting the okay to do a shoe for my album. And it's just been in the process through COVID and through all of these, I had the future
hurdles.
thing. Yeah, all these hurdles and all these obstacles. But I got done, and, I'm just glad to be able to, like, give back a gift to the people that helped build that album. And that's just, like, my give back to them.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So the people can't purchase these sneakers?
No, they're not for sale.
But they are very dope.
Yeah, they're cool.
You even made, like, a little poster out of them.
Yeah,
he's not selling them, but he made like this cool Nike, like Michael Jordan holding the ones, just up like that with the. I keep hitting this with the wolf on it and everything.
I had to make it feel legendary, or make it legendary, because not feel.
If you post that on your gram, people are gonna like go insane.
Yeah, I've been posting little snippets, and it's been like, we don't care about the music. Where's the shoe?
where
like,
the fuck can I buy the shoe?
I'm like, damn, no music.
Just a shoe, just a sneak. You know how that's how crazy people be about sneakers. Yeah. You brought up the Future thing, which was interesting because I had Seti Hendricks on the show back in November.
It's my dog.
Yeah, I love Seti. I love his music. Great
guy.
Sucks it had to be on Zoom, but it was one of the projects.
Gotta redo it. He's coming to New York.
Oh, he is?
Yes, he is.
I gotta hit up Asylum.
Yep.
But I loved the record that y'all had on there too.
Yeah. It's a great song.
On the 1800. Sorry, I should have said on the 1800 Tequila album. My bad.
It was a great record. I'm glad we got to do it together. Actually, Gio's the reason why that song came together.
Salute to Gio.
Thank you. I'll thank Gio because I was definitely, I like to move at my own pace, and the pace of things was like
it was fast.
Yeah, and I was just like, okay, I'll acclimate to this new climate, and Gio helped.
But it was funny because when I listened to the project last year when I was interviewing Seti, I heard that record and I thought it was and I thought it was so funny how all this just comes full circle around. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember I was listening to it, I was like, this record is hard as shit. Like, and then I was like, wait a second, I know this guy. I was like, wait, that's the song. That's the song. And I was just like, oh, this is incredible. You know what I'm saying? So I like full circle moments like that because I feel like it's the universe. Yeah. Going back to the universe. The universe.
All connected at some point. Or things that you don't think you're going to be connected to, you end up being connected to.
Did you get to pick Future's brain at all? Music
stuff?
It
was cool. Like, once again, Gio.
He's just in the corner scratching his mustache.
Before I went to talk to him, he comes out the room like, Future's on your song. I'm like, what? And he's like, and just leaves the room. I'm like, what? And then I get into the room, and then I'm sitting next to Seti, and like we're looking at the board where there's like the channel for the vocals, and like the engineer loads up the vocals, and then Seti goes, yo, Future's on your song. I'm like, huh? And then he's like, I'm just like not taking it in. I'm like, all right, we're having a conversation. And he's just like, yo, so, how'd you make the song? Or, whatever. I was like, oh, I was just making the song. He's like, all right, play the song. I was like, oh, shit, he's on the song. So it's crazy.
That's incredible.
But, yes, I got to pick his brain. It was cool. He was just like, yo, make the music you want to make. Ultimately, that's going to get you to where you want to be. He's like, I've been doing this for however long I've been doing this, and look where I'm at now. And I was like, damn, you're right, And, yeah, I'm not going to get into the other part.
No, yeah, you don't got it.
But, yeah, it was just funny how the way he got on the record was like a whole other, but I thank him for that.
You know what's funny? Everybody has a great Future story. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like artists who come on this show, they'll always have great stories about Future, Lil Durk. I'm trying to think of the other ones. Those are the two that stand out to me. Everybody always has a great story about Future and Lil Durk.
I feel like those dudes are just real people.
Yeah.
And they're still like attached to their like, they're like grounded humans. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when I met him, I just was like, oh, this guy's like super like normal. He just has a bunch of money.
And a lot of chains.
And a lot of like, he's just, hood rich nigga, like regular, like, like.
Comes in, does what he has to do.
Yeah, but he just like happens to be like an amazing artist. Right. Like on top of all of that, like, but he was super chill. It was cool.
And so 2020 was a great year for you for many reasons, but also you had your brand was featured in Beyonce's top 100 black-owned brands.
Yeah.
So how did that happen? And what was the moment when you found out? Because I feel like you keep having these moments when you find things out, and it's just kind of like, whoa.
Oh, so with that, I was like featured. So I did this shoot for Johnny Nelson, this jewelry designer, and they used my picture for the thumbnail.
Okay.
Of when he got posted on the site. Mm-hmm. So I guess whoever was running the site did their due diligence and saw I had a brand, looked at my brand, and was just like, "Yo, I'm putting together the list. I want to get you on there," and that's how it happened.
Beyonce has a co-sign that list, I'm sure.
Yeah, 100%. You cannot just she was looking at everything because ultimately that site like restarted my entire brand. Like the traffic I got from that post was like insane.
How's it feel to know that Beyonce laid eyes on your product?
It's a crazy feeling. You know, that day is just like, I'll never forget it. Never forget that day. Like, it's just one of those days you like, you know, I woke up thinking it was going to be a normal day. I was stuck in my house. Nobody could do anything, you know, and then you're on, you know, Beyonce's website as the first thing because it's 100 wolves.
It'd always be like those normal days, like that you're like, nothing's going to happen today, right? And then something like crazy and like out of nowhere just happens to you.
Yeah, it was a beautiful thing. Like, never forget that day, for sure.
So with this project being out, what do you feel like is the next step for you? You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously the project is, I know it's going to be received well. More visuals on the way. The short film will come out with it. What's the next chapter for you after this?
Probably drop an EP. I don't know, man. Do some shows.
Yes, back to performing.
Chill. You know, hopefully they don't shut the world down again. And we could get back outside, get back to Europe and stuff. And yeah, just continue on this path, on this journey, you know.
Well, this is all very exciting. Tunde, 9/10.
9/10.
9/10.
It's easy, 9/10.
Did you made it because it was just that easy?
Nah, my girlfriend's birthday is 9/9 and then 9/10.
Gotcha.
You know, one important thing and then
another important thing.
So there's just like pull them together.
Made sense. One big celebration that weekend.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. What else do people gotta be on the lookout for before we sign off here?
Shit, just look out for Tunde. Album's coming 9/10. Don't forget
9/10.
it. 9/10.
Simple. Yep.
And yeah, that's about it.
Well, look, it's been a pleasure having you. I'm looking forward to the album.
You're amazing. Yeah, just to let you know.
Oh, thanks,
you're
man.
really good at your job.
I appreciate it. Thanks. I do my due diligence.
Yeah,
Shout out to the great people who are around me.
Yeah, that was great.
But Darren, let the people know where they can follow you. Anything else? This camera right here. Now's the time to do it.
At Aurora Anthony on Instagram. At Aurora Anthony on everything for real. That's about it. And it's 1A, not 2A. So it's Aurora and then NTHONY.
Boom. Make sure you go follow him. Tunde out 9/10. Mini film out 9/10. Videos, EP, more stuff on the way. Till next time. Oh, freestyle out. If you're watching this next day, freestyle's out.
The freestyle's already out.
The freestyle. If you're watching this, freestyle's most likely already out. So make sure you go.
The freestyle's already out.
And
actually, you should tag J. Cole in the comments because the freestyle's out.
Yeah, send it. We need Cole to see it. So make sure y'all tune into that.
We need Cole to see it. I'm looking off camera at
Look
the
at his
person
face.
that be with him. We need Cole at least Ebe.
At least.
At least.
I'll text it to Boz.
Yeah.
I'll text it to Boz.
I'll text
the boss.
We'll text it to boss.
We'll text the Boz.
We'll all text it at the same time.
Well, there you go. Aurora Anthony on the radar. Go check out the freestyle. Boom, my guy. Appreciate you.
Yep.